Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel we talk about gang stalking, we talk about manipulation, we talk about manipulation tactics, dark psychology, V2K, and well, the illusion of V2K, and also about my experiences with gang stalking, the methods that I have used in order to deal with it and to try to be a successful man, as much as I possibly can, while dealing with this B word. Anyways, in this video, I want to talk to you about the omission of courtesy as weaponized, as it is used by gang stalkers. So when you're getting gang stalked, or at least through my experience, I can tell you that when on my recent burst of gang stalking conditioning, I had a cold. I caught a mild cold, and I was sneezing. I was blowing my nose, and well, every time I sneezed during the gang stalking conditioning, no one said bless you, like no one, like actively. And then I looked around, and then they were pretty much, I saw their face, they were looking at me as if they were expecting a reaction from that happened several times. Now in this instance, there wasn't any particular like ill or anything like that. But in the past, there has been times where I have been made to feel dirty, and through that, I'm sure that in someone's gang stalking operation, I'm sure you had the experience where they might have gone like ugh or gross or things like that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm actually surprised that I haven't heard any of that. The only thing is the omission of courtesy. So like, thank you, or any kindness that is given to people. So all of that is pretty much omitted from your interactions, particularly during a gang stalking conditioning. So what effect does this have on the psyche? So right now, because I know what it is, I did feel like a little bit of negativity in my head when by those actions. I, however, have learned how not to take it personal. Actually, the entire gang stalking operation, I have been able to compartmentalize it and not really take anything personal. Not even when they were calling me the F word, or bundle of sticks, or anything else really. Like, I have actually learned to just kind of disassociate myself from that type of aggression, and it's like it's not important, So first of all, just know, if you're getting gang stalked and you're having this experience, just know that one, it is temporal. Two, if you rest, lay off any type of consumption of drugs, hallucinogenics, liquor, whatever. All of those, if you're hearing voices and you might not know their voices, that they're gonna go away as long as you get enough rest and enough food. So also make sure not to respond to any of that, or not to react. So respond is pretty much, responding to that is pretty much not reacting. That's actually, it's funny, it's almost like an oxymoron, because response and reaction, it can be seen as the same thing, but it really isn't. So when I mean response, I mean, or react, I mean as like having a reaction that can be seen negatively, that it can actually be used against you, and in the place of work, or it can be used against you, especially at work or in any other public affair. Now, so if people are going to be rude to you when you're getting gang stalked, they just are, and you can't count on that to happen. Now, on my next videos, we're gonna cover a little bit, or we're gonna go over the lessons of the art of war and gang stalking. But I'm gonna touch up on one of the main messages that is actually pushed and that is actually pushed in that book. And that is pretty much, you have to, you know, you have to spend as less energy as possible. You have to deceive the the opponent as much as possible, and you have to pretty much um, use as less force as possible. So you want to be able to do this doing as less as possible, because the more you do, the more effort you put into it, you're gonna get tired, and that means they're kind of pulling you into it. Especially if it is, because this is a a war of manipulation. So the times where I've actually tried to like record things, I felt after, like, it's like that is making myself make a fool, you know. And the thing is that you're not gonna know if it is only your perception of things or if that is actually happening. So your safest bet is just to do nothing. Pretend that you're not hearing anything, and just literally do nothing. Act like if there is nothing happening, because the moment that you actually have an outburst of anger, the moment that you are reacting, they have you. And overall, that is the strategy. It is, unless it is something that you know that it is not, that you are not in the wrong, and that you can actually back it up with actual evidence that others can also see, then you got it. But the thing is that when you're getting gang stalked, you might not be aware that you are actually hearing voices. And let me tell you, these voices can be very real. And it took me 2 years to understand, to actually be able to distinguish the voices. And even on my last time, or my last conditioning phase, there's times where I'm just unsure. Which is why next time that I'm gonna be ready by recording the entire conditioning thing, and I'm gonna listen to it, and then I'm gonna be actually talking into the microphone and be like, okay, I just heard this, or I just heard that, and then I'm gonna compare it. I'm gonna do everything in the same recording. That way, when that happens, if my mic picked it up, that means that it happened, and if my microphone didn't pick it up, that means that it was in my head. So that way, it's gonna help you really differentiate, and hopefully find a way to get so good at differentiating between hallucinations and the things that people are actually saying. Now, in addition to this, well, I'm planning something else that is gonna be fun. But I'm gonna tell you guys about that. I'm gonna tell you guys about that later. One thing that I will share with you is that on my next videos, so I just bought a pendulum, and the pendulum, I'm gonna hang it right here on my rear view mirror. That way, whenever my car is swinging, I'm gonna record it, and that way I will know for a fact that someone is actually swinging my car or pushing it, and it is not my imagination or my connection to the gang stalkers, that it is not something produced by my head, but it is actually there's going to be physical evidence of the swaying of my car. Now, what else? Let's see. Oh, so I guess that is the end of this video. I just wanted to tell you guys that is pretty much the omission of courtesy can be used by gang stalkers to make you feel invaluable, to make you feel bad, to produce negative emotions. Now, remember, honestly, one thing that I could think of combating that, at first, it is like, well, not only combating that, but actually keeping you away from feeling hate towards the gang stalkers, because that is actually the goal. The goal is for them to have evidence of you being so upset that and you wanting to take revenge on something, but not being able to do anything about it. And hopefully, the goal of this channel is that targets do not feel they do not feel helpless, so that they actually have some type of legal backup, something that they can actually do to actually be able to go to the law and be like, hey, this is happening. I don't know what to do. I'm getting gang stalked, and as soon as that happens, boom. To actually be able, when you're getting gang stalked, to actually be able to have like a type of procedure to confirm it, and then once that is confirmed, that way you can actually have enough proof. So I have like 2 days of evidence where I'm getting conditioned, and I plan on actually putting all of them, and actually having them in a little drive, and actually, maybe in, I don't know, in 5 years, 4 years, depending on how long I am actually getting stuck, actually have a recording of these, and actually be able to back it up with evidence, auditory evidence, because honestly, that is all I need. Now, so yeah, so just be aware of this tactic, and something that you can do is pretty much know that it is not gonna be, that's not everyone. The people that are doing that to you are psychopaths, and even though if they say thanks, or if they don't say bless you, you don't want any person like that to be blessing you, because God knows what type of fucking energy it's gonna bring onto you, you know. So the omission, just know that the omission of courtesy is fake. Is fake, as in the courtesy is means nothing to them. It is just out of habit to appear normal. All right, because most of these operations are actually comprised by people who are crazy, and they are getting off on trying to make you feel like you're crazy. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care.